Hello everyone, you're welcome to my channel Promotion for Sure. In this video, we are going to talk about human implications of organizations. In this chapter, we will understand the various facets of human behavior and individual differences. We will understand the various aspects of employees' behavior at work and its significance in organizational performance. We will appreciate the diversity and gender issues at workplace, appreciate the motivational aspects and their practical implications at work, appreciate and analyze the significance of role in the context of organizations. Now, what is human behavior and individual differences? Now, human behavior is a complex phenomenon. It is difficult to define in absolute terms. It is a combination of originating and responding behavior. It reflects the psychological structure of a person. It is a result of biological, psychological, and social processes. Now, the behavior of an individual is influenced by several factors, which can be grouped under environmental factors, personal factors, organizational factors, and psychological factors. I'll give some examples of all these four factors. Environmental factor is economic, social, political. Personal factor is age, sex, education, ability, marital status, family background, and other demographic factors. Organization factors includes nature of job, organization structure, leadership, compensation and reward, growth opportunities, etc. And psychological factors include personality, perception, attitude, values, and learning. Now, I hope you would be able to relate yourself to all these factors. Now, how does an employee behave or employee's behavior at work? It is an important factor in organizational success. There are some basic assumptions when we talk about human behavior at workplace. We need to understand this. First, there is difference between individuals. There is a concept of a whole person. Behavior of an individual is caused. An individual has dignity. Organizations are social systems. There is a mutuality of interest among organizational members. In organization, behavior is holistic. Now, it is not only centered around people, but with also organization. Person differ, and again, there are certain commonalities in persons. Every person in certain respect is like all other persons, like some other person, or like no other person. So, if you have to explain the concept of personality, we will take an example of type A and type B behavior profiles. So, what is type A behavior and type B behavior? Let's talk about it. Now, type A behavior is generally restless, impatient, and with a desire for quick achievement and performance. So, what is type B behavior? Type B behavior people are much more easygoing, relaxed. They don't have time pressure. They're less competitive, more philosophical in nature. So these are some of the characteristics. So if you talk about what kind of person you would want to become, obviously type B personality exhibit more relaxed, sociable, and has a balanced outlook in life. Now, Erickson has identified 8 developmental stages in explaining the personality. These stages are based on person's state of mind at a given point of time. So, what are the different 8 stages? First, trust versus mistrust. Second, autonomy versus shame and doubt. Third, initiative versus guilt. Fourth, industry versus inferiority. 5. Identity versus role diffusion. 6. Intimacy versus isolation. 7th, growth versus stagnation. And 8th stage is integrity versus despair. Now, let me ask you certain questions which you can answer in yes or no, true or false, in the description box below. Question number 1. Type A person feels a chronic of time urgency. Question number 2. Type B is an easygoing individual. Question number 3. Type A person is not achievement oriented. Type 4 or question number 4. Type B person does not experience any competitive drive in his activity. Question number 5. Erickson's model of personality has 8 stages. Question number 6. During youth, according to Erickson, one develops a need for intimate relationship with others. Question number 7. There is mutuality of interest among organizational members. Question number 8. Type B person does several things at a time. Now, what is psychoanalytical theory? Now, psychoanalytical theory or PT theory is primarily based on Freudian FREUDIAN concept of unconsciousness, subconsciousness, and conscious nature of personality. These are different stages of realization of human beings. There's also a trait theory which believes that traits of a person which determine his personality and behavior are basically inherent to a person. That is more of heredity impact than the environment. There is also a concept of self concept theory which believes that personality and behavior are to a great extent determined by the individual himself. There is also a social learning theory which believes that personality development is more a result of social variables than biological factors. Let me ask you certain questions. You can answer them in true or false in the description box below. Question number 1. ID is the foundation of the unconsciousness. Question number 2. In order to create a normal personality, there should be a balance in the relationship among the ID, the ego, and the superego. Question number 3. People behaving in a forceful manner in most situations could be described as sentimental. Question number 4. We have an image of our own and our actions are consistent with that image. Question number 5. Personality is sum total of all that a person has learned. Now, there is another theory which talks about personality and brain, which basically divides the brain into two parts, which is the left hemisphere, which controls the right side of your body, and the right hemisphere, which controls the left side of the body. So, if we talk about the left hemisphere, it is responsible for your speech, logical, mathematical, linear, detailed, sequential, control, intellectual, dominant, active, analytical, reading, writing, naming, sequential ordering, perception of significant order, complex motor sequences, patterns. In the right hemisphere is responsible for spatial, musical, holistic, artistic simulations, emotional, intuitive, minor, spiritual, synthetic, oriental, facial recognition, simultaneous perception of abstract, etc. There is another theory which is called matching personality with job. Now, John Holland personality job fit theory is of late receiving attention because his theory is based on the match of personalities with jobs. Holland prescribes 6 personality types and purposes that satisfaction and dissatisfaction with the job depends upon how individuals successfully match their personality with their occupation. So it is actually a kind of occupation for which this kind of personality may be suited. So what are different kind of types of personality? Realistic. So a person who's realistic, he may be a mechanic. Investigative, he may be a biologist. Social, a social worker. Conventional, an accountant. Enterprising, a lawyer, a real estate agent. Artistic, a painter, which is well taken. We can relate this personality traits and the job profile. Now let me ask you certain questions which will give you a better understanding of these chapter. You can answer in true or false in the description box below. Question number 1. Human brain is believed to contain definite pleasurable and painful areas. Question number 2. Extroverts are quiet, reflective people. Question number 3. Successful people have high tolerance for ambiguity. Question number 4. Individuals with low self-esteem take more risk in their career. Question number 5. Personality job fit theory was developed by John Holland. Question number 6. Right brain controls intuitive and creative behavior. Question number 7. Left brain controls analytical behavior. Question number 8. Right brain controls speech and verbal ability. Now, you must have heard about diversity at workplace and gender issues. So, if we talk about diversity, we all work in an organization, whether in state or at central level, where people belonging to different region, caste, color, creed, states come and work together. The other is gender issues. Now, what do you mean by gender issues? The major factors of diversity are gender and race differentiation. Gender is male and female. But now, the workforce, the organizations are gender sensitive. They have various measures which they take to provide a safe and a secure environment to the women. Now, let's talk about some of the theories of motivation and their practical implications. So, to begin with, what is motivation? What is motivational instinct? Now, it is a drive, the want of an individual rather than just the actions. So, motivation is something which makes you do something. And there are many theories on motivation. I'll name some of the theories and in brief, I'll discuss all of them. Scientific management or rational economic view. Second is human relation model. Three is Abraham Maslow need hierarchy theory. Fourth is Frederick Herzberg two-factor theory. Fifth is Clayton Alferer ERG theory. Sixth is achievement motivation theory. Seventh is Victor H. Vroom's expectancy model. Eighth is James Stacy Adams equity theory. Nine is Lyman W. Potter and Edward E. Lawyer theory. And 10th is reinforcement theory. So let's talk about scientific management or rational economic view. Now, F.W. Taylor, who is known as father of scientific management, talks about scientific management as a set of methods and techniques applied to organizations of work at operational level for the purpose of increasing efficiency. So, how do you increase the efficiency? By improving the techniques and the methods used by the workers. Frederick Taylor's logical and rational approach to management explained that people are primarily motivated by economic considerations and will exert more if offered opportunity to improve their economic gains. In simple words, physical work could be scientifically studied to determine the optimal method of performing a job. Workers could be made more efficient by prescription of how they were to do their jobs. It is based on the principle of differential piecework basis. The second model is human relation model, which was prescribed by Elton Mayo in 1920s and early 30s. He conducted a Hawthorne studies at Western Electrical Company. The main focus was on individual needs rather than organizational needs. Workers are primarily motivated by money, which may not be correct. Elton Mayo and his team found that social contacts with the workers who have at workplaces are also important. Mayo and others also believe that managers could motivate employees by acknowledging their social needs and by making them feel useful and important. So, the acknowledgement, the social acceptance is more important. Let me ask you certain questions and let me see if you're able to answer these questions. Question number one: the term motivation has been derived from the Latin word movers. Question number two: Taylor's scientific management theory belongs to content theories of motivation. Question number three: human relations model is one of the early theories of motivation. Question number four: Elton Mayo contributed to a great extent to human relation model. Now let's talk about another theory which was given by Maslow, which is known as Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Now Abraham Maslow, a clinical psychologist from USA, submitted that people have following 5 basic level of needs, and he arranged them in the order of hierarchy. First is the psychological needs, and if the psychological needs are fulfilled, then the person goes to the next level of needs, which is safety and security needs. The third is social needs. Fourth is self esteem needs. And the fifth is self actualization. So, if we talk about psychological needs, it is need for food, drink, shelter, oxygen, sleep, sex, weather, etc. Safety and security needs: job security, salary increase, safe working condition, unionization, lobbying for protective legislation. Social needs represent the need for compatible work group, peer acceptance, professional friendship, and friendship supervision, friendly supervision. And self esteem needs are self respect and recognition for the respect of others, and often referred to as ego or status. And the fifth is self actualization need. It is the desire for excelling in one's job, advancing an important idea, successfully managing the unit, and like. It is to maximize one's potential in the desire to become what one is capable of becoming. Now, another theory is Herzberg two-factor motivation hygiene theory. Now, Frederick Herzberg in 1959 extended the work of Maslow and developed a specific theory of work motivation. He conducted a widely reported study of around 200 accountants and engineers from 11 industries in Pittsburgh, USA. He asked two questions to all these employees. First, when did you feel particularly good about your job? What turned you on? Question number two, when did you feel exceptionally bad about your job? What turned you off? The factors so identified were classified by him into two categories: motivational factors, and the second was hygiene or maintenance factors. What are the motivational factors? It is related to directly the job. The presence of such factors creates highly motivation situations such as recognition, advancement, responsibility, achievement, possibility of growth, work itself. Hygiene or maintenance factors: presence does not significantly motivate the employee, but their absence causes serious dissatisfaction. So this is not urgent, but if it is absent, it can cause dissatisfaction. So what are these factors, the hygiene factors or the maintenance factors? Company policy and administration, technical supervision, interpersonal relationship with the subordinates, salary, job security, personal life, working conditions, status, interpersonal relation with supervisor, interpersonal relation with peer and colleagues. Let me ask you certain questions. Question number one: there are five types of needs according to Maslow theory, whether it's true or false. Question number two: self esteem needs is the highest need in the Maslow need hierarchy theory. It's true or false. Question number three: Herzberg theory is prescriptive in nature. Question number four: Herzberg theory is based on two factors, namely motivators and hygiene, whether it's true or false. Now, next theory is called ERG theory. Now, this theory is based on existing relatedness and growth. There are three sets of needs in an organization. ERG theory was advanced by Clayton Alferer. Now, he believed that people have needs in a hierarchy and that these needs are important determinants of human behavior relating to work performance. These needs are related to survival and growth. ERG theory differs from Maslow theory in following respect. First, ERG theory indicates only three parameters. Second, instead of postulates that more than one need may be operative at the same time. Third, Maslow argues that person will stay at a certain level until his need is satisfied. Now, ERG theory says that when a higher level need is frustrated, the individual desire to increase a lower level need takes place. Another theory is called achievement motivation theory, which was given by David C. McClellan. According to this theory, there are three needs, namely need for achievement, need for power, and need for affiliation. Another theory, Vroom's expectancy theory. Expectancy model is based on the belief that motivation is determined by the nature of the reward people expect to get as a result of their job performance. So the basic assumption is that man is rational being and will try to maximize his perceived value of such rewards. Adams' equity theory. The following terms are relevant to this theory: person, an individual for whom equity or inequity exists. Comparison, any group of individuals used by a person as a reference regarding inputs and outcomes. Inputs, characteristics which individuals bring with them to the job, namely education, knowledge, skill, attitude, experience. In outcome, salary, promotion, perks. What is Porter's performance satisfaction? This model starts with the premise that motivation does not equal satisfaction or performance. These are separate variables. Second, effort does not directly lead to performance. Third, the rewards that follow and how these are perceived will determine satisfaction. Reinforcement theory. This theory assumes that consequences of an individual's behavior in one situation influences that individual's behavior in similar situations. Let me ask you certain questions. Question number one: ERG theory was developed by Alferer. Question number two: there are four needs as per achievement motivation theory, whether it's true or false. Question number three: instrumentality theory is another name for expectancy model. Question number four: there are five items in equity theory. Question number five: reinforcement theory has positive and negative reinforcement. Question number six: individual's behavior in one situation does not influence that individual's behavior in a similar situation. So I hope you will be able to answer all these questions and you will be able to get enough knowledge from this lecture. So if you like this video, you can press the like button, subscribe to my channel, and share it on social media. Help us to spread education in this beautiful world. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye bye.